Hi students, today what we're going to do is go ahead and work on the third holiday ornament or Christmas ornament that we're going to give away. This one happens to be the pearlescent with the cone, pine cone inside of it. Now when I did mix this up, as you recognize, remember I was mixing it up pretty thoroughly. It got really hot, the epoxy, and what happened was it fused that whole sports drink bottle right to it. I tried to pull it off, cut it off. I was not very successful at doing that. So what I had to do was I took the bandsaw and cut one end off, each end, cut the ends off, located the exact centers, and then that way I put it between on a lathe between the spur drive and the live center. So that way it's mounted here. Let me show you what I did. So that way you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So even part of the shrink wrap melted right onto the surface, as you can see there. So that's pretty wild. But of course it gets really hot, as I explained. So that way I know I had a lot of bonding happening on this. So excuse me. So I know that right now I have a lot of it's going to be quite a bit to take off. Now I don't want to get injured or anything like that, so for safety purposes what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my bowl scraper, which is this tool right here. Now when I orientate this on the tool rest, of course I use a shorter tool rest, I just want to clean this up and get it to a cylinder first. Get the plastic off of it essentially. I'm going to have this at a low RPM, and I'm just going to try and take off a little bit at a time, not be real aggressive with this at all, be very delicate. Especially with working with epoxy resins, once they harden, solidify, they become brittle. So you don't want to try and be too aggressive because it could break off. And it's not like you did anything wrong, it just does happen sometimes from time to time, depending on how well it bonded. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn this on. It's really close to center, not a big deal. I know it's not perfectly centered, which is really difficult to do, but we're ready to go ahead and start using the lathe. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to orientate the tool just enough, just to take off a little bit. Now I don't want to eat this, so I am going to have to stop talking because the pieces will start flying, okay? All right. What happened there was there was enough vibration where it moved this way, the handle to the stop position. That's why it turned off. I rounded it over the edge just because it gets really sharp. I don't want to get hurt by any means, so what I did was I just rounded it over just a little bit. And again, remember I have this against the tool against my side, standing with my feet shoulder width apart. I can turn up the RPMs just a little bit because I can have it down to the cylinder in some areas. I'm just running it at about 600 RPM right now. see a little bit of the red there. That must be from the cone. I'm going to go ahead and take this over. I'm going to show you exactly what's happening here. Alright. So you can see part of this. So we have a little few voids in here. That may be kind of interesting looking. And in this area here, you can see I have this down. I've removed the sports drink bottle, but we still have some of the tape that fused in. So I have some more to take off. This is this area from here to here is a cylinder, but I have all of this to take down yet. So we're going to continue working on cleaning this up, and then getting in this divot here, I'll start tapering this back to create the shape that we're looking for. That's the desired one for this ornament here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and then we'll move you up. Okay, so that way you can see a little bit better. There. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on. I'm going to move the RPMs back up to about 600. Like I said, my first objective here is just to get it to a cylinder, and I want to remove the plastic from the sports drink bottle that fused into the whole thing. What that noise was the spur drive spinning in the taper. So what I'm going to just do is I'm going to add a little bit of tailstock pressure, not a whole bunch, just to try and prevent that from squeaking. It's pretty loud. Okay, so back to it.